Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. I can't believe it's already May. So, of course, we're going to be going over all of the social media updates from April. Very exciting. April had some pretty good ones. So, it's going to be fun to go over them. I can't wait to hear all of your thoughts. And I actually feel like I haven't really seen any memes, any like in sync memes about May.
Yeah, true. Joe put one out yesterday on the HeyOrca account, which was very funny to watch the behind the scenes of that video being filmed, and Jessica did a good job of editing it. Actually, I'm going to drop it in the chat so you guys can all see that one.
Love it. Oh, 25 in the UK. Jealous. It was very warm here over the weekend, but then it's now back to being kind of cold. So I am jealous of the 25 degrees. Hi, Elizabeth. I met Elizabeth last Friday at Social Next.
That's so fun. And Jen, I agree. It is so funny. Apparently his wife was like, "What are you doing?" Because he was just talking to his camera in a basement, pretty much.
That's so funny. I feel like, I wonder if she just thinks that every time he's filming a video for us. She's like, what is going on? She probably doesn't even think about it anymore.
It's true.
Like, whatever.
This is just my life now.
Yeah. Oh, Evelyn, I'm new to HeyOrca. Yay.
Welcome.
Love to hear it.
Or I should say welcome.
Yes, welcome. Awesome. Well, keep sharing where you're joining from in the chat, and we are going to dive right into it. So if you found this webinar on LinkedIn, or maybe someone sent it to you and you're not quite sure who HeyOrca is, we are a social media scheduler for teams and agencies. So we're here to assist you for all of your social media scheduling. And one of my favorite things about us is that we actually have unlimited users. So you can have your whole team on HeyOrca without having to pay extra, which is great. It's nice when the whole team can be on it and not just a few people. So we love that. And then we're at HeyOrca on pretty much all social media platforms. So definitely check us out. And we'll do a quick round of intros. So my name is Alyssa, and I'm a community strategist here at HeyOrca. So I work on our webinars, our newsletter, our Facebook group, and all that kind of stuff. And I'll pass it over to Jessie.
Nice. And hey, everyone, I'm Jessie, the Director of Marketing, and really my day-to-day is just anything customer acquisition focused. So if you know a social media manager who's looking for a social media management tool, you know where to look now.
Love it. And Lyle is putting our LinkedIns in the chat as well if you want to connect there. And if you're new to our webinars, you may not know that we do giveaways every week. So we have two different ways that you can win a $25 Amazon gift card. So the first way is super easy. So if you just head over to our LinkedIn, we currently have a poll going on. It's a very simple question. Have you used edits yet? And we actually were talking about this a little bit last week in our webinar at the very beginning, getting everyone's thoughts. So vote on our poll. Maybe you've used it, maybe you haven't. If you have, we definitely will be talking about it later on in this webinar. So stay tuned. I can't wait to hear all of your thoughts on it. And then the second way to win is that all you have to do is share something you learned from this webinar on LinkedIn, tag HeyOrca, and you are automatically entered into the second giveaway. So for this one, you have a little bit more time. You have until Tuesday for this one. And a little hack is, if there's a social update that you find really interesting, or maybe you really don't like, screenshot it. There's your LinkedIn post. You can say, this was my favorite update from April. Super easy. So yes, you have until Tuesday for that one. And I can't believe it. The HeyOrca Community Summit is literally next week. I feel like we've been talking about it. You guys are probably so sick of hearing me talk about it. But it is next week, next Thursday, May 8th. And we also have our smaller agency summit the day before on May 7th. But tomorrow's actually the very last day to get tickets. So if you've been on the fence, you got to get a ticket tomorrow because end of day tomorrow, tickets will be closing. So yeah, if you're interested, you can head over to our website, learn a little bit more about it. We have some awesome speakers lined up for both days, both the community and agency days. So yeah, if you want to buy a ticket, you have one more day to do so.
I'll also add there's like 3 tickets left, so get them if you want them.
Yes, we are running low, so there's only a few left. So if you are on the fence, just do it. Just get the ticket and come hang out with us next week.
Michael says, I think I might have heard this mentioned before. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I've been mentioning it a lot. And if you're part of our newsletter, you've seen it in pretty much every single one. But it is actually happening next week now. So now, once it happens, you're just going to see a lot of content of all the fun we had that day. All right, and I'm going to pass it to Jessie, who's going to go over something very exciting.
So I don't know about all of you, but I feel like my Instagram right now, maybe every 4th post, I see someone saying, oh, comment story, and I'll send you a link or a coupon or whatever it is. And so these are called auto DMs. And I've actually, as I just said, I see them growing in popularity all the time. Kind of makes sense also because Instagram is really focusing on DMs these days. So with all of that said, I am super excited to announce that HeyOrca now has this integrated into the app, so you can automatically send personalized direct messages to anyone who comments on your Instagram posts. So I just want to show you quickly how that looks, which is when you're creating your post, there's a little simple thing to add or to click on under auto DMs, which is create automation. And from there, all you have to do is name it, and then you add what comment you want to send the auto message to, and then you add in the link. So it's super simple. There's only 3 steps. So this is how it looks for a social media manager who is using HeyOrca. But if you're curious how that looks from someone who's like using it on Instagram, like one of your community members, this is how it looks. So I recently commented on one of HeyOrca's posts for my personal account, and Jessica had set it up that storytelling would send the DM. So I commented storytelling. The automated, like literally like 10 seconds later, message came up that says, check your DMs. And then in my DMs was the link that she had set up. So super easy to use. I'm seeing some questions in the chat. Ali, are auto DMs available on all HeyOrca subscription plans? They're only on Pro at the moment. And Marissa, I'm so glad that you are loving this feature. So yeah, I would highly recommend if you have, oh yes, ManyChat out of the mix, agreed. Sorry, ManyChat. But yeah, if you have a HeyOrca subscription, I would highly recommend you take a look. If not, feel free to try a free trial because it will be in there to use. Yay. And that's it for me.
Love it. That is a very exciting feature because I know so many people are using ManyChat right now. It's something that they talk about a lot in our Facebook group. So very excited that they can now set this up within HeyOrca. Love it. All right. So you know the drill if you've been to our social media roundup webinars. But first, I'm going to show you a few video trends, and then we're going to go into all of the different social media updates from April. So let's dive into the video trends. So before, we used to show you trends that were popular like in April or like whatever ones were from the month before, but we're switching it up a little bit and showing you ones that are popular right now so that you can actually use them. Because I know some trends stick around for quite a while, but others have a very short lifespan. So we're going to go over a few that we are seeing right now. And I want to shout out Jessica, our social media manager, who found all of these for us. So here is the first one. I won't play this whole one because it is a minute long, but I'll play it until the fun part.
I'm so hungry. I could literally eat Margaret Bethia right now. I feel like I'm so hungry. I could literally eat Margaret Bethia right now.
What is that?
Margaret Bethia?
Yeah.
It's like a saying.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
That's my friend's name.
What?
Margaret Bethea.
It's like the Gen Z version of like, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
It's so funny that it's my friend's name though. I gotta tell her.
Bethea? TikTok right now.
Yes,
really? Spencer Pratt has been saying it.
Really?
Yeah. Is your friend an influencer?
No.
So you get the idea, and if you've probably seen this all over the place, and some of them are so funny, especially if you can find someone that is just so random to the person you're saying it to. It's amazing. And then yes, Court, yes, that one is so funny. But yeah, this one's really fun and also really easy because, well, you have to do a little bit of creeping to find someone's name to use first, but it's so funny and it's a very easy video to film. So we're loving this trend. It's hilarious. All right, now we'll get into the second one here.
Bridge over water, I'm jumping off, taking a picture of all the people close to us.
So this one, it's only 10 seconds long, which is great. And also it's very easy because you just have to pretty much put something on the screen that really frustrates you. So it could be something in your personal life, something industry related, something related to your brand, whatever you want. So it's very easy to make it be relevant to whatever industry you're in.
I believe our social media manager, Jessica, did this one, and it was something about like spending hours on a post that gets a few views and likes or something small like that. Very relatable.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing's worse than putting up a TikTok and it gets stuck at like 200 views.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then here is the third one. So this one's another really easy one. It's kind of a cute one too. You can do it either for your personal account or you could even do it for your brand and maybe go through like different stages of your brand in some way. But this one is also really easy. The audio is 11 seconds. You could even make it shorter than that if you want. And you don't even have to film a new video for this. You could always use an old video that you already have on your phone. But yes, this one is another great, easy one. And then I just have one more for you. And here it is here. This one's fun. You just have to be in the mood to dance and just put this audio on and shimmy. It's very easy. This one's only 13 seconds long, so you just have to shimmy for 13 seconds, take a video. But this one's a really fun one, and we're seeing a lot of brands doing this as well. So yeah, get all your coworkers together, all your friends, and just shimmy in a video.
We're bringing our orca costume to the summits next week, and so I'm going to have to convince Joe to film this one.
Yes, yes. That's our special guest, the orca costume. Love it. Awesome. So that's the 4 that you can use right now. We actually have a blog post that has links to these exact trends as well. So if you want to find them, and there's also more trends on that blog. So if you're ever looking for video trends, head over there. It's updated every single week. Awesome. So I'll get back here. And I'll pass it to Jessie, who's going to take us through Instagram updates. And of course, Instagram had the most. They always do.
Yes, I'm just going to quickly reply to something in the chat first. Ashley says, I'm curious how the brand can get around using some of these trending sounds that say no commercial use. Unfortunately, yes, not all sounds are available for business accounts on TikTok. So there isn't really a workaround. Sometimes you'll see audio that is technically copyrighted audio, but just resaved in another format that tricks TikTok in a way. But I don't know if I could ethically recommend that because it's still the same thing. So yeah, it is challenging as a brand to take advantage of some of these trends so far. Okay, Instagram updates. So the first one is that Instagram is testing monthly performance summaries. So there's now a summary that highlights reach, shares, views, and when your followers are most active, and ends with inspiration and a tip. Let me know in the chat, have you seen this before or have you used it? I did notice it on my personal profile. I don't think I've noticed it on HeyOrca's account, but I'm not in that one as often myself.
I have not seen it in person yet, but I do like the idea behind it because I love summaries like this. I think it's because I love the Spotify yearly one so much. I look forward to it. So anytime a platform can give me some sort of summary of stats, I love it.
Exactly. Me too. Awesome. And I see in the chat a few people, Jen has seen it, Michael not yet, Casey, personal account, but not brand account. So it seems to be slowly rolling out still. All right, this is actually probably my favorite one, which is Instagram is building lockable posts. So we saw on Instagram's design account that they're teasing lockable posts. It looks like you'll be able to lock down a post and have a secret code, which you're then able to give to specific people within your community. So for example, I can see HeyOrca using this and having an Instagram post that is only meant for stans to see and sending only our stans that password. And yeah, I do think it's a great way to engage with your community members, create some FOMO and more. I don't know if this one's out quite yet. Let me know in the chat if you've seen it. I just know that it was being like promoted a little bit on Instagram's design account.
Yeah, I think this one, if it's out for a very small group of people. So you might see this slowly starting to come out through the next couple months. But yeah, this one is very exciting and a fun way where you can, create kind of that like FOMO around different posts. So yeah, and when we get access to it, we will definitely have to try it out.
Definitely. All right, Instagram tests new sorting filters. Again, this is probably not rolled out to everyone, but some of you might be able to see on your account that you can now sort views by most view or just latest posted, which I think is actually a very exciting organizational tool, but maybe I'm just too excited about organization features. I don't know, Alyssa, are you excited?
I like this. It reminds me of TikTok because you can do this on people's TikTok profile as well. You can go to their like most viewed videos, which I like doing when I first discover a creator. I want to watch like a bunch of their videos. So I'll go to like most viewed, go through them all. So I do like this.
Definitely. I think the workaround for this is that you can pin your most viewed if you wanted, or really whatever post you'd like. It tends to be the most viewed ones. But I like this feature coming out. All right, the next one is that Instagram launches new blend features. So this feature has been testing for a while and has now been fully released. I say that, but I haven't seen it on my account. But the blend feature will allow users to create a shared feed of recommended reels with a friend or group, which I really like that curation aspect myself.
Yes, I love this. I have not seen this pop up on mine either, but as usual, I get things last. So I probably won't see this for a while, but I like the idea around it.
Same. Oh my gosh, like when someone discovers the HeyOrca social media accounts and then starts watching all the Jessie and Lyle videos. It's so funny you mentioned that, Michael, because apparently at an event last week, someone was asking Joe about that video that Lyle and I filmed. That's now an ad as well. So it's funny that you bring it up.
Love that.
All right, Instagram is testing story collabs. I love this. The more collaboration options in Instagram, the better, in my opinion. So this new feature is called Storylines, and the feature is exactly how it sounds. You can allow users to link their stories with each other. I have seen this in the wild, though I don't think I actually have the ability on my account at the moment. What do you think, Alyssa?
Yeah, I think I have seen this on someone else's account, but I don't have access to this on mine. But I love this idea. I agree with you. I feel like there should be collaborations in all areas of the app. So love that. And I feel like I watch Instagram stories more than I actually look at feed posts. Like I rarely am scrolling through my feed. I'm always looking at people's stories. So this one is a good one.
I see in the comments, Court says, I have it, but I was scared to push it without knowing what it did. Totally understand. Hopefully this slide helps so you can use it moving forward. All right, and we mentioned it at the beginning of this webinar, but Edits has now been released. For those who use CapCut, this is pretty much a competitor of that app, but Instagram's version, and they've been hyping it for a while, so I'm really happy that it's out. I know when I saw it pop up on my phone, because I had it as like pre-download or whatever it's called, and so when it finally downloaded officially, I'm like, oh, nice, it's here. And so far, I like what I see. I don't know, Alyssa, have you had a chance to take a look at it yet?
I have not looked at it yet, but it's because I don't do much video editing, so I don't really go into it. But I know Jessica went to a full webinar about it that Meta and Rachel Carton hosted. I think it was last week. And so she was loving it. So if she's loving it, then I'm loving
it. Michael says, tut, tut. So Melissa, is it like CapCut? Yes, it is like CapCut. Court asks, does it allow you to export videos outside of Instagram? I believe so, but I think so. Yeah, I think it acts similarly to CapCut in that way. All right, and now we are into some TikTok updates, but if you have any more Instagram questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Oh, Casey says, found it a little glitchy, still prefer CapCut. Interesting, love that. Anna, can you collab with a team? Is that for edits, you mean? I actually don't know the answer regardless. So.
That is a good question. We'll have to look into that one, because I think with CapCut, you can collab with team members, I think depending on your type of account you have. So yes, we'll definitely look into that.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just went back to the story collab. Kaylee asks, how is a story collab different from simply sharing someone else's story? So similar to the in-app posts where you see, like if I were to share Jesse and HeyOrca created a post together, it'd be the same for story where the names should both appear at the top. So I could share HeyOrca's story to my stories, or I can like partner on it and probably both see the views at the same time and like who's interacted with it. That is my guess. I don't have it, I don't think, on my account yet.
Yeah, I feel like that's right. I guess it's more like immediate than you would if you shared someone's story. It would just automatically go to your story. And yeah, you'd probably have access to all of those analytics with it.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to push forward, but I'll try to get to replying to some of your answers or questions after. Okay, so TikTok, they have recently added a location review. So you might have noticed that when you search a location on TikTok and watch a video highlighting it, you might see a new tab that they call reviews. And this will be a display, and this will display reviews from other users about that specific location. So this popped up for me when I was creating a video on TikTok about Thailand, and then TikTok was like, do you want to leave a review? And I'm like, interesting. Now I can see this in real life. I didn't leave a review, but I do see how it's very helpful.
I do like this because I will always find restaurants on TikTok, or I'll look restaurants up before I go to them on TikTok. So I love seeing reviews directly there.
Same.
Great.
Same. Yeah, TikTok is a new search engine. So
I use it a lot for lots of things. So I think I use it more than Google for most things.
Court, oh, no need to jump to Google now. For real, though, I go between social and ChatGPT myself.
Same.
All right, and the next TikTok update is that TikTok announces it's testing a new feature called footnotes. So similar to other social media platforms, TikTok is testing its own version of community notes called footnotes. The feature will give users the ability to add more context to content on TikTok. I would love to hear in the chat if you have seen or have access to this on your accounts, or if you've seen it in the wild.
I feel like I haven't seen this, but I'm not surprised by this because I just think every app is doing something like this now. But yes, I have not actually seen it on my account yet.
Same. All right, I'll pass her to Alyssa.
Right, we'll go through a few YouTube updates. So YouTube Shorts is changing how it counts views. So YouTube will count the number of times a video plays or replays instead of counting a view only when a specific amount of time has been watched. So before, for a view to count, you'd have to watch the video up until a certain time and then a view would be added. But now it's very similar to how Instagram or TikTok would measure views. It's now how many times the video is being played. So if you are posting shorts, this is something to take note of. And then YouTube introduced Premium Lite. So YouTube is expanding its Premium Lite pilot. So it's been piloting it in the US for a while, but now they are expanding it, and the subscription will be $7.99 a month, and it will give users a way to watch content ad-free. So a bit cheaper than Premium. And if you just don't want to see ads but don't want any of the other extras, then you can have this subscription. So the full length of the video. So yeah, before, I don't think you had to watch the full length of the video for a view to be counted. It was just, I don't know the exact amount of time, so I don't want to throw one out there, but it's, I'm assuming probably you have to be watching at least the first like couple seconds or 5 seconds of the video, but you don't have to watch the full video for it to count.
I love this YouTube Premium Lite because, for example, I could pay just to watch videos ad-free, but I don't really care about YouTube Music because I have Spotify. So I think this is a really good middle ground to have available.
Yes, I agree. All right, now we have a few LinkedIn updates. So LinkedIn has added some new features to premium company pages. So LinkedIn first launched premium company pages about a year ago, and it seems to be doing well. So they've been adding more features to it. So some of these new features include the ability to invite followers of a page that's similar to yours to check out your profile. So if there's another company that's very close to yours, it will pretty much prompt their followers to take a look at your profile as well. So that's kind of cool. Let me know in the chat if anyone has the premium company page subscription. And then now your verified identity on LinkedIn can now appear on other platforms as well. So if you have verified your identity on LinkedIn, it can now translate over to other websites like Adobe or Behance, and there was a bunch of other ones as well. So if you have any of those other accounts, you can now be verified on those as well. And I've actually noticed this on LinkedIn on my phone, but you may see news banners starting to pop up on the top of your LinkedIn feed. So this is a test that's currently going on in the US, Canada, India, the UK, and Australia. But you will see certain headlines, whatever big is going on at the moment, will pop up at the top of your LinkedIn. So let me know if you've seen it on your account.
I have never seen it before.
Really? I just saw it like this week.
Oh, okay.
So I think I think it's like slowly being tested. But yeah, to be honest, when I saw it, I kind of just was like, I kind of felt like it was always there. I don't know. It didn't like really capture my attention that much, but it is there if you want to see what's going on.
Nice. We have Megan who has seen it. Jessica also has seen it for a few weeks.
Nice. Perfect. It's just trying to keep us informed about what's going on. All right, now we'll go into meta updates. I feel like for the past little bit, there really hasn't been many Facebook or meta updates, but we do have a few. So Meta is adding new elements to Meta Verified. So Meta really wants brands to subscribe to Meta Verified. I think it's been kind of slow getting people to subscribe to it. So every now and then they seem to add more features to it. So they just added some new elements such as advanced original content protection and in-feed engagement recommendations. So that is now included in the subscription. I'm curious to know, does anyone have Meta Verified and have really liked it and have enjoyed having it? because I think a lot of people signed on to get support faster, because as everyone here knows, it is very hard to get in touch with anyone at Meta. So I know people signed on for that reason and still didn't really get help from Meta. So I think that's why no one's really signing on to Meta Verified as much as they hoped, but maybe they're going to add some more stuff that will intrigue people to try it. Let's see. It still isn't great. Support was still awful. I hated it. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I see a lot around the internet. How do you get off the wait list? That's a good question. I am not 100% sure. If anyone knows how you can get off the wait list, definitely share in the chat. All right. I feel like most of us are on the same page about Meta Verified. And then if you use Facebook Messenger a lot, they have increased their file sharing to 100 megabytes. So if you are sending files, you can now send different formats like a Word document, Excel, or PDF, which is pretty cool. And Facebook brings back the OG Friends tab. And I actually think Facebook is going to start like reverting back to like how it used to be when people were on Facebook a lot more. And I think there's a lot of like nostalgia is really big right now. So I can see them just like going backwards and seeing if that will help. We'll see. But pretty much there's a setting now that if you go in, you can turn on for your feed to just show friend content and not recommended content. So if you are, because I know when I scroll through Facebook, it's all recommended content and I just don't even scroll through it. So if you want to change that, you can make it just show friend content, and then it might be a little more enjoyable to scroll.
I love that, and it's really in line with like the community trend that we're seeing in marketing, which is that people are looking for like smaller, authentic places to have relationships. And so, yeah, I see this tab as helping with that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But kind of like what people are saying in the chat, I feel like a lot of people have kind of like moved away from Facebook, at least for their personal profiles and stuff. So I find when I scroll through Facebook, no one's even posting anything anyway. It's mostly like my parents and like their friends. But so yeah, maybe this is trying to get people like back posting and seeing more content from friends. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We have someone asking, do you know how that will impact pages? Would it just show other pages we follow? I think it's too soon to tell, but my first instinct here is that it's going to be more like personal profile focused versus brand profile focused. That's just a guess though on my end.
Yeah, I can see that too. Unless maybe if you follow a page, maybe they will put it in there. Because I know I see a lot of pages that I'm not even a part of, but it's like popping up on my feed. So maybe if you actually follow it, it will show, but it may not show to people who aren't necessarily following you.
True. Sorry, I do need to take this opportunity to say that if you are looking for an authentic, wonderful place to be on Facebook, we do have a Facebook group that has a lot of social media managers in it. So I just popped that in the chat.
Yes, definitely join us. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would think if it's sponsored post, you will still see it because they're paying for it. See, that's a good question, because if it is just friend feed, I wonder if it will show sponsored. But it should if you're paying for it to be out there. So I'm interested to see what this will actually look like.
Same.
All right, and we just had 2 other headlines here. So according to sources, OpenAI is working on its own X-like social media platform. We'll see. I feel like we are capped out. Like we cannot have any more social platforms. I think we need to just put energy into the ones we have and make them even better. But yeah, I feel like we're seeing a lot of companies trying to make platforms that are like X. So it's very interesting. No more platforms. I agree.
I feel that.
Yeah, we'll see what they mean. But I think in the past 2 months, there's been a few companies that have said this exact same thing. Like they want to make a social platform that's similar to X. So we'll see. It seems like it's very early stages and kind of like more like an idea at the moment. So it probably won't be out for a very long time. So I guess we'll see what happens. But then something interesting, Instagram and TikTok are no longer leading the iOS charts, which is really interesting because it has always led in the charts. They've kind of like swapped places over time, but they've always been at the top. But ChatGPT was actually #1 last month, and then Threads was #2. So they didn't even crack the top 2, which is really interesting because they always have. So that's definitely an interesting shift. And I can't believe ChatGPT was #1. I mean, I can believe it. It's obviously so popular, but it fully beat out Instagram and TikTok. Yes, Threads is still up there. It's growing bigger and bigger. Yeah. Yeah, are you active on Threads? I feel like I've asked this many times. And I'm kind of surprised Threads is this high on the charts, but maybe I'm missing something.
I am personally not active myself. I was actually just going to pull up our survey to see what our survey results said for Threads.
Oh, yes.
I can give you an official. Okay, so in case you're curious, this is a highlight from our upcoming benchmark survey. Out of all the platforms that brands are on, only 3.5% are on Threads. The biggest chunk goes to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then after that, YouTube and TikTok. So Threads is pretty low.
See, yeah, that's why this stat kind of confuses me, but I don't know. I guess it's, maybe more personal accounts than brand accounts. But yeah, very interesting. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of months, and maybe Instagram or TikTok can get back into #1, #2. But talking about survey results, I do want to plug our webinar. That's not next week. We don't have a webinar next week because we have our event, but it is on May 15th. And we're actually going to be going through all of the results from our community benchmark survey. So you may have remembered like a couple months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, we had a community benchmark survey out. And Jessie has gone through all of the data, and it is so cool. So we're going to be going over that whole report on May 15th. So if you want to get a deep dive into all of that, definitely come hang out with us. And Natalie just put the link to that in the chat if you want to register.
Here, I'll tease one more thing about that report just to get you excited about the webinar. Okay, we asked social media managers how they're feeling on a work-life balance from a scale of 1 to 10. What do you think the average is out of 10 on how people are feeling? 1 being terrible, 10 being amazing. Put in the comments where you think people are feeling, and I'll reveal the results in a few, maybe in like 30 seconds. 4 out of 10, okay. 3, 6, 2, 6. All right, so yeah, I see a lot of people definitely on the lower end here. So the average is 6.68 out of 10. So the people who commented 6 is very close, but yeah, that definitely means there was quite a few people on the lower end, but there was also matched with quite a few people on the higher end. So yeah, 6.68 out of 10. But come to learn more.
Yes, there's so many more cool stats to learn. So you have to come. It's going to be really fun. And yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks. It's going to feel so weird not having one next week. But again, tickets are closing tomorrow. If you are in the Toronto area or you want to come to Toronto, definitely buy a ticket today or tomorrow. We only have yeah, like 3 left. So you better get them before they're gone. Awesome. Well, that is everything. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day and a great weekend. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.